Welcome to the next video in this instructional video series for the IWE and IYE programs. In the last video, I covered this fillable PDF, the business plan. Just another reminder to make sure that you're choosing the right one. This is the IWE for women. If you're applying for IYE, make sure you fill in that business plan PDF. They're very similar, but just make sure you use the correct one. So I finished covering this and just talked about the supporting documentation. So one of the things that I mentioned is the cash flow projection plan. And now in this video, that's what I'm going to cover. So in another tab here, I have a spreadsheet just through Google Sheets, and this is your cash flow template. So I have this made up for the IWE and IYE programs, and this will be available to anyone who wants to use it. You can use your own if you want to, but I think this is a pretty simple template to use. And so you can see here, I have 5 different tabs in this spreadsheet. I have startup costs or project costs, cash flow year 1, cash flow year 2, cash flow year 3, and then cash flow summary. And in this video, I'm just going to be talking about this first tab, which is covering startup and project costs. So I know that some people can be intimidated by spreadsheets and numbers and accounting and things like that, and that's understandable, but this section is very simple. It's very straightforward. It's nothing to be too intimidated by. It's basically just an itemized list of the costs that are going to be involved in starting your business or taking on this project. So this is really important because it outlines what exactly you need and what exactly you're spending money on and what amount of money you're spending on each item. This is important not only for yourself so that you can understand what your expected costs are going to be, but also for lenders or other people involved in the business. Now again, this particular financial statement, this tab on the spreadsheet is nothing too complicated, nothing to be intimidated by. This can have personal applications as well. Just think if you were planning a trip, planning a vacation, you might make an itemized list. What are the flights going to cost you? What are accommodations going to cost you? Are you purchasing tickets to a sporting event or a concert or a show or something like that? You've probably already made lists like this anyways. So now this is just specifically for starting your business or for the project you're taking on to expand your business. So you can make your own copy of this spreadsheet. And one of the first things to do would just be to put in your business name at the top here, and then estimated startup or project costs. So you can delete project costs if it's for a startup, or delete startup if it's for a project. So you could just say, estimated startup costs for a startup. And then I'm filming this in February 2026, but you can delete that and change it to whatever month in which you are applying. So the next thing on this financial statement, this spreadsheet here, at least in this tab, is I have my itemized list of expenditures. So again, these are the purchases you're going to be making for this project or startup. And I have a list filled out here already, but this is going to be highly dependent on your project or your business. So this is going to vary from business to business. No two businesses, no two projects are going to have the exact same list. So make sure you adjust this as needed. You can easily just delete these and change the wording if you want to, or if it's suitable for your business. So basically all you do, just list off all those purchases that you're requiring. And then on the right side here, just put in the dollar figure, the estimated dollar figure for that particular expenditure. And then at the bottom here, I've left a couple just for other. Some businesses will have a shorter list of expenditures, some will have a longer list. So if you need to add more rows, you can just click on one of them and then right click and put insert row above, and you can do that again if you want, and then just fill these in as needed. So if someone is starting a photography business, for example, the itemized list might look quite a bit different compared to this one. This one talks about land and buildings and renovations and property and business insurance. So for a photography business, we could delete a bunch of these, unless the photography business is actually purchasing land or doing renovations on a commercial space as kind of a studio. But I'll just show you how you can customize this. So you could put at the top here, let's say photography equipment. Maybe you're getting a website built. Maybe you just need some supplies. Maybe you need a laptop. Maybe you need, I have supplies there already, but maybe you need property insurance, a business insurance, property, not for the real estate property, but for the equipment. So we'll just call that business insurance. Maybe you need some software subscriptions. So we could add that. So you can see how this will depend highly on your project, your business, your industry. And then all you do is just fill in the estimated dollar amount. So if you have a quote and someone's going to build you a website for, let's say $2,000, put that in. If you know you're going to need maybe $500 to $700 worth of supplies, let's just put in $700 here. If you know that laptop is going to cost you $1,500, put in $1,500. If your business insurance is going to be $750 roughly, or you know the exact amount, put in the exact amount. Software subscriptions, maybe you're buying one at the start of the year and it's $300 per year. And you know that getting a business license first year is $135. So you can just go through this list, add every item, add the exact cost or the estimated cost that you have. And that's basically all you do here. And it'll just have a summarized total at the bottom. So you can see in this case, I've added all these numbers for all these items and the total cost right now is $5,385. And now once you're done filling out this tab, all of these costs will carry over into the next tab, which is the first year statement of cash flows. And I'm going to be covering that in the next video.